49 of the Zeens and Roger Crochet Vlogcast. I am Rosina. Hello, how are you? Are you okay? I'm rubbish. 4 times I've tried this, 4 times, and I keep messing it up every single go. Fingers crossed that the ride is not too bumpy. Right, I've got loads of stuff to share, and even if I didn't, I could probably talk at you for about 45 minutes without having anything to share, but you know, I've got stuff, so it's fine, you're safe. But what I would like to say right from the very beginning is a huge big thank you to you for being here, because I don't say it every time, but it means just ridiculous amounts that you are happy to sit and chat with me, because I know I ramble and I know I go on, but that's the point, isn't it? We're just sort of sitting here chatting like we're mates. It's not, I'm not sort of talking at you, I'm having a chat, and I can't ramble. I can't chat if I don't ramble. I've got to do the ramble. There's a negative spin on the word ramble. It's a positive thing, honestly. So if you like that sort of thing, you're in the right place. So I said I've got plenty to share. Well, this is one of them. I'm making a granny bag. I'm making it for my youngest boy because since, I don't know, for the last 6 months he's been asking me for a crochet bag. I've already given him a crochet bag before, but apparently it's not big enough and he needs a bigger one to fit all his toys in. So it's not going to be huge, but it will be for a near 6-year-old, and it's like that deep. It probably will be quite a big bag. It is just a granny market bag, and the pattern is by me, and you can find it for free on Olan and, which is a online fibre magazine from Ireland. I will put the link in the show notes so you can find it easily. But it is just a round bottomed granny bag. I made it before when I designed it, but I haven't made one since, and I thought it would be a good idea to try again, especially as it is the granny cowl. This is my 3rd granny project because we're in the 3rd week of the cowl. Again, links will be in the show notes for the cowl so you can read all about that. I'm using a different yarn to the one in the original pattern. This is Drops Muscat. Maybe in the summer I bought a whole load. Didn't know what to do with it. I only bought it because it was cheap. It was like 80p a ball, and they're like that, 50g double knit cotton. This is much finer than the yarn I used in the original pattern, so it's going to come up smaller. But seeing as it's for a 6-year-old, it doesn't really matter. I want it to be a bit smaller than the one I made, because the one I made is quite big and it would drag along the floor for this boy who's only so high. So yeah, that's what I'm making at the mo. It's just a really nice easy make, and I need something that I don't have to think about. I was moaning at the weekend when I logged on to the global hookup that's run by Faye of the Crochet Circle podcast. I joined in on that for the first time in ages actually, and I'm really glad I did. It was lovely. I let off some steam and listened to other people talk about the things that I love. So yeah, I am a bit of a chatterbox though, and I'm always aware that I might sort of try and talk too much and not let others get a word in, although I'm sure Faye would tell me to shut my face if I was kind of like letting it run away. So I can't have been doing that much talking, but I'm always paranoid because I do talk quite a lot. I don't care. Not too much. Anyway. So I think, yeah, I've lost my thread. But I think on that I was saying, and everybody was feeling the same, that they didn't really know what to start, or they want to start all the things. And at the moment that is so true. But I think I was complaining on that, saying that I just needed a break. I've sort of felt a bit burnt out from feeling the pressure of doing too much design work and stuff like that. So this is brilliant because I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to think about what weight, what hook size, how much yarn have I got, how long can that stretch out to, what size will it be, what tension. I can just crochet away without a care in the world, knowing that everything will be alright. I need some of those projects at the moment, and actually now I've started one, the inspiration for loads of other ones is kind of just popping up all over the place. I've seen a top I want to make. I never want to make tops, and I don't mean jumpers because I like jumpers, jumpers are great, but I mean a top, like a top you would wear that's not a jumper. I want to make one of those out of like a fine 4-ply cotton or something for the summer. I've never done one of those before. So I'm sort of getting excited about crochet, where again, because for the last 2 months I've not been excited about crochet. Even I've pushed through, but you know, a lot of stuff's been going on and I've just not wanted to do it. But I'm feeling it again. It's only in the last day or two that I've started to get a little bit enthusiastic about things. A bit worried because usually that means I go off in a manic state of sort of just making all the things and going too fast and sort of short-circuiting a little bit. I'll try and calm down a bit. Right, I've run out of that. What colour did you want next? He said red. I've been told the colour order for all of this as well. He chose all the colours. So I've gone for a navy blue, like a minty green, and orange, and I've been told that red comes next, then pink, and then he didn't want grey. I think I need the grey because I won't have enough otherwise. So I'll do the handle with the grey. Right. So I've done that. Oh, and I've written it down here but forgotten to say that. Have I already said thank you for your support? I can't remember because I've done this 4 times. I've definitely said it 3 times, but did I say it the 4th time? I'll say it again. Thank you so much for your support. Even if that's whether you've bought a pattern, several patterns, just commented, given me a thumbs up, subscribed, whatever it is. Just, yeah, it's brilliant. And even if you don't want to make one of my patterns, you don't want to buy one of my patterns, then you can support me in other ways by pinning my stuff on Pinterest, sharing posts on Facebook, commenting on Instagram. All of that stuff means the world. It's so important to a small business to have their stuff shouted out loud about. And even if it's not money support, which, I mean, obviously that helps a great deal, but moral support is equally as important half the time because you're sat here on your own most days. And without getting too emotional about it, because I hate emotions, it's like crucial to know that I'm not just sat here all by myself without anybody out there going, go you! Right. Before I talk about any other whips and finished objects and stuff like that, I'll just dabble in some news, if I haven't already talked enough before getting stuck into actual crochet stuff. I'm going to IFE, the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, next weekend, I think, which has come around awfully fast. I'm a bit frightened because I'm going all by myself. I've just made a mistake on my crochet. So I will be going. My flight gets in on Friday afternoon. I will probably get the bus straight to the Corn Exchange, is it at? And try and get in. I haven't got a ticket. Imagine going all that way and not being able to get in because you haven't got a ticket and it's all sold out. I'm fairly certain I'll be alright. I don't know. But so I thought I'd do that because I'm staying with my sister but she'll be working. So I'll arrive in Edinburgh and be Billy no mates for an afternoon. So I may as well just go straight to the venue and have a look around and do some shopping. Unless I find an alternative plan, that is, because I definitely want to go on the Saturday and spend a few hours there on the Saturday and meet a few people. I know Teresa from Shirley Rainbow is going to be there on the Saturday. I don't know anybody else is going on the Saturday, but I'm sure I'll find somebody to talk to. But on the Friday afternoon, if I haven't come up with an alternative plan, I'll head over and see what's what. But definitely I'll be there on Saturday. That's the plan. And then my flight is Sunday morning back home. So it's sort of a quick visit to Scotland from Devon. So from one end of the island to the other, sort of. I'm sure I'll be alright travelling on my own. I'm a grown-up. Right. I missed last week that it was this vlog's birthday. I've been doing this for 2 years. 2 years! That's ridiculous. Where's that gone? I haven't done it. I didn't make a cake. Well, I have made a cake in the last 2 weeks, but it wasn't a vlog birthday cake. But I just thought I'd mark it by saying something. But that's gone remarkably fast. And then before I talk about current stuff, I'm going to talk about something old because it's relevant to this time of year. I don't know if it just makes it look like chicken wings when I'm crocheting, or if I should hold it up here and do it. Easter eggs. I'm here to remind you that I've got an Easter egg pattern if you wanted to follow it. It was the very first tutorial I ever filmed for YouTube. It was for this. I think this was the egg I made for the tutorial. This is an Aran weight size one. This is a double knit size one. And this one I think is chunky. It's the same, exactly the same pattern, it's just a different weight yarn. There's a written pattern on my blog and a video tutorial on YouTube, and you can make it using 2 things of chunky yarn if you like as well. Just thought I'd tell you about those. Every year I get them out for Easter intending to do a display, and then they just end up being kicked around like footballs by 2 small children. Next. Oh, pattern releases. I released Leaping Waves a couple of weeks ago because I was allowed. It was in issue 108 of Inside Crochet magazine. It's that one there. So it's a cowl made with double knit, and you wrap it round twice. It's only dangling around once there, but you wrap it around twice and it's very snug and beautiful. I talked about it in episode 43, just after 12 minutes. If you're interested, I'll leave a link. But yeah, it's up on Ravelry, and I did that, sort of snuck it in under the radar a little bit, but that pattern has the written instructions and a little chart to make it easy to follow. So it joins all the other ones. I'm finally kind of catching up with myself and releasing the ones that have been in magazines. Not all of them yet. Some of them I won't because I don't like them anymore. But the ones I do love, I'm slowly getting there. Hinterland will be next, which is Nordic Noir. I must make another one because I love it, and I think it will. Yeah, I want to make another one of those. But Leaping Waves is out to buy, as is the Grainbow Shawl, which I think probably I talked about last episode, but I've forgotten. It's keeping me very warm at the moment, but it's not going to be mine for much longer. I think I'm going to pass it on so that it can be on display as a sample on John Arbon stands when they go to festivals. I think it will debut at the one that's in Wales. I can't remember what it's called. The big festival that's in Wales that I would love to go to. I want to say wool gathering, and it's not wool gathering. What's it called? Wool something. You know. Anyway, it's in Wales, and I might try and go this year. But it's a 3-hour drive. Is that a big amount of driving to do? Or do you sort of, would you brush that off as nothing? Not sure. Probably just under 3 hours, to be fair, but there you go. There and back, without any direct train routes or anything like that. This is the green bow shawl. Let me try and... So this is made with Exmoor... I was saying Zwarbbles, but I'm sure somebody said Dwarblers. I'm not certain. Not certain what it is. It's lost a bit of its sheepy smell after washing and blocking, but it's still there. But the intensity of it's gone. It was almost buttery before, and now it's not quite so natural smelling. It's still got it, but it's not as much there as it was. It's a double knit shawl made with, yeah, this is the Exmoor Zwarbbles that John Arbon Textiles supplied me to make it especially for them as a pattern partnership. Which means I get to sell it on Ravelry, but they also add it onto their website and they sell it there too, and sort of take it to festivals and whatnot to display, which is essentially what that means. This one has a pretty lacy border, which I think is very pretty. But you don't have to have it with a lacy border, because you can have it without, which is the more contemporary version. Lots of colours in this one, and this is John Arbon Knit by Numbers DK, and they sent me the yarn. These ones are from their minis, so you don't need to buy whole skein to have the contrasting colours, but if you wanted to, you could have them all as, I don't know if that would stretch, like every single contrasting line would stretch out to one, maybe 2 minis, I suppose. Don't know, I didn't work out the maths. But I like it, so it's all different. I'm a bit annoyed, but the green doesn't stand out as much. Maybe I should have chosen a darker green. But all the other colours, I think, stand out beautifully. And the edging is just kept very simple, because I thought it was more modern. But this was the original one, and then I wanted to use the other one to see if I could sort of make it a bit more classic looking. I think I've achieved it. So I really like these. I'm not sure this will go with my top, but just really, I love these ones. But that's it. I think I'm going to have a break. I've made quite a few shawls recently, so I think I need a shawl break. So I'm going to make some other stuff that isn't shawls next, because I'm all shawled out. Maybe you are too. I don't want you to get bored of shawls, because they're great. But on the horizon is at least 1 blanket, 2 I think, wrist warmers, a jumper. Did I mention the top? I want to make a top out of cotton. I can't remember if I mentioned that in this recording or not. Things that aren't shawls, I reckon. But one of my whips is a shawl. But the rainbow shawl is out now. I've done it, I've released it. I've written a blog post. There is 20% off Ravelry and Etsy for the first 2 weeks. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm getting sleepy. My eyes are getting tired. Slide and Teepy. That says it all, doesn't it? So anyway, I've got, I shouldn't really be wearing those, even though I want to, but I need to keep them in good nick and look after them properly. Right, where am I? Let me tell you a couple of things, because I want you to know that there's no chart for the Rainbow Shawl, and that's because it's dead simple. You don't need a chart. The written instruction, well, I say that, you know, if you're a chart reader, not a written instruction person, then sorry. I do try, for the most part, to do, as you know, to do charts, but for this one I decided not to. So if that puts you off, well, I've shot myself in the foot, haven't I? It's available in both US and UK terms, which should hopefully help everybody. It has been tested thoroughly and tech edited thoroughly. It has a table for stitch count as usual. It has lots of photographs, and it has the options for the edging for 1 and 2. So both edgings are in here, as other things like yarn quantities, blah blah blah, all the other usual stuff. I wanted to tell you that, not leave anything out, because that's my usual trick, isn't it? Forgetting to put something in. So let me talk about what else I've been up to, crochet wise. I thought I'd start and do a few more rows of my frost shawl, which is by Hannah of the Cozy Crochet Cottage. So I've done this much so far, which isn't too bad, is it? Getting there. I don't know if you can see, because it's got, oh yeah, you can, you'll be able to see those textures, won't you? Isn't it lovely? I've cheated somewhat, because I decided to make it a slightly shallower triangle, because I'm using 4-ply, and I think if it was too deep a triangle then it wouldn't be big enough to go around. So I figured I lengthened it this way, it would be more wearable as a scarf and whatnot. So I'm on my second panel of raised stitches, and it's coming along quite nicely. I love the yarn. The yarn is as gorgeous as I thought it was going to be. I'm not quite, there's my first, I'm on my first ball, and here's my second one ready to start, which I could, you know, that's going to take no time at all to sort of churn through. So I wound that one just a couple of days ago, just so I could be prepared. It's long dog yarns, bounce sock, 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. The colourway is Day Glow. In its skein it was just gorgeous. I mean, it looks pretty like this, but it's, when you see beautiful wraps of yarn like that, you just want to put them in a glass box and stare at them, and they could be a museum piece because they're so beautiful. And then you have to cake them up and they're not quite as pretty. Pretty in a different way. They always remind me of mini bales of hay when they're like this. I can you imagine lots of those sat dotted around a field? It is a stunner though. So that's been my sort of on and off project, and but I did do a few rows of that sort of in between other projects, just to give sort of reinvigorate myself a little bit, and it's working, so I'm loving that. But that's in one of my project bags. I say one of mine, I got it for Christmas. It's by PBFH Punk Shop. I think I might have just shown you the code. Oops. The code for discount. I'll cut that bit out. So that's been one of my works in progress. I won't show you anything else because you've seen it all before. But not my finished objects. You haven't seen them as finished objects, you've seen them as works in progress but not finished. So finished objects, finished object number 1 is my granny cowl. And this is double knit. It's a granny, with a linen stitch border. And I was making this when I chatted to you last time. And this is this. Oh, still got the... This copy is for my mother-in-law. Do you think she'll mind? I don't know where my copy's gone. Oh, there it is. Here's my copy. This is this. This is issue 103 of Molly Makes. It's probably not going to be in the shops much longer. I believe that the new one is out probably this week or next. So you can buy it online though. And I know that they will probably add this to Ravelry at some point in the near future. So you can buy just the pattern if you want to. I signed a thingy to say that they could sell it via Molly Makes instead of my shop. Just cause I'll see how it was an experiment to see how that went. But you'll see it, and I will tell you when it's available anyway. But it's kind of the same but different. I didn't exactly follow the colour patterning for this because I didn't have the same. I've only used like one main colour and 3 contrasting colours, whereas that's 5 contrasting colours in that one. I won't go over the colours again because I talked about them last time. But I've been wearing this mostly sort of, well, on days like today when it's a bit miserable. We've got so many choices of scarves though. Sometimes I wear one in the morning and then one at lunchtime, then I'll swap again for the afternoon, and come the evening I've worn like 4 or 5 different shawls throughout the day. And my other finished thing is this, which has been a work in progress for ages and I wasn't really feeling it. And I'll be honest, I'm still not feeling it. I don't like it. The colours are sucky, but that is what it's like. So basically it's an asymmetric granny shawl, but it's not a shawl, it's a cowl because it just joins up at the back. I made a funny shaped triangle and then turned it into a cowl which looks like that. It was my aim to record the tutorial this week and I haven't done it. Do you think you would add tassels? And if so, would you add just a tassel down here? Or would you go tassel, 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 tassel? Could do that, couldn't I? Lots of tassels. I've got enough yarn left over. So essentially it's another granny cowl that looks like a shawl. And now I have 2 of them. So I like that one, don't like this one. So I could put it in my Christmas present pile. Oh, I've still got a stitch marker on it. I'll leave that on because it might be important and I've forgotten why. So those are my 2 finished objects, but I also have this. This started off as a swatch and then I folded it in half, and I'm going to put a zip in it and line it and have a little purse for something. But it's beautiful. It's all my leftovers of the Ching Fibre double knit that I bought last year at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. The rest of it's a knitted hat, and this was what was left over, and it's one of my favourite yarns. It was beautiful to crochet with, beautiful. Let me get my hat because I want to show you something. It lives in the corner, so I could just put it on if I want to. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I just wanted to show you the difference in the colour work between knitted and crochet. And whilst I think the knitted is beautiful, I actually prefer it in the crochet. It comes up really nicely. The swatch was from a book that I was sent. I briefly mentioned it last time. Don't wear this hat very often. I might wear it this afternoon. I got the swatch. I was testing this book, which is by Tracy Todd Hunter. It's just been released, and I'm doing a giveaway with this now. Let's do a giveaway now. The publishers are going to send somebody this, so leave a comment down below about your favourite crochet stitches, and I'll pick a winner randomly next episode, so that's in 2 weeks from the date of the publishing of this video, okay? And I think they're sending 2 books, because I got sent 2 books and the publisher is going to send the winner the stuff they sent me. I haven't used this book yet, but it promises to be a corker. Ow, that landed on my heel bone. That hurt. So it's a good sturdy book. So this one's got various different patterns in it. It's got granny squares, hats, cushions, amigurumi, bags. Lots of different things in this one to learn to crochet. And even if you're not a learner, I think it will help with, there might be some tips in there that you have never come across before, because I reckon some of these will be new to me. Like, and there's 2 pages on buttonholes and loops and stuff, crochet cords, edgings, tips for getting a really tidy edge, which will be mega helpful, joining motifs, embellishments, and more. But it was this one that I focused on last week. I swatched up a few different ones from it. I also made this, which is my favourite. I think it's lovely. It's kind of like, I don't know what to do with this now. It's just a sort of a rectangle of pretty stitch. What do I do with this? Arguably I could attach a contrasting colour and continue and make a thin scarf, but I don't like narrow scarves. I think that's probably too no, maybe not too narrow, but if I found myself a skein of double knit and just attached it here, I could continue the stitch pattern, couldn't I, and make it into a scarf. I'm not sure whether or not, I mean, I think the stitch is beautiful, but I think a nice yarn really helps when swatching. I said this on Instagram the other day. How has it taken me this long to realise that all you got to do is swap from that scrappy bit of acrylic DK to a beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and then swatching it sort of becomes pleasurable. Seeing something emerge in beautiful yarn and beautiful colours makes a huge difference. And I'd made this swatch as well, which is, I used the leftovers from this to make this swatch, which I loved, which is really nice and smooth. Would that make a nice summer top with a 4-ply cotton? Obviously you'd have to wear a vest underneath. It'd be a bit revealing, wouldn't it? I even went as far as blocking these. It's like, who blocks a swatch, I ask you? But look, I blocked them. Didn't block this one though, but you can see it needs it because it would open up beautifully. But I haven't blocked it, so it's just a bit shriveled. So I've been doing some swatching and it's been very inspiring and I've really enjoyed it, and it's the first time ever that I've enjoyed making swatches, and I got them from this book, which I will give away, as I've just said, and I've already said, haven't I? The comment you need to leave is your favourite, what's your favourite stitch, and I'll pick a winner. I've picked a winner for the cactus book, which was last episode's giveaway. So this is going to go to somebody whose name I've written down and not brought with me. Hang on. What I did, right, was you may have noticed that I didn't reply to any comments last time, and I felt really mean, and in my head I totally talked back to you, but it just makes life a lot easier when picking a winner. So I may or may not comment now I've picked a winner, depends on how much time I've got, but just know that I have replied to you, but I just never typed anything out. And I will do the same for the other giveaway, this one. So I'm not gonna reply to you, because it may on all your beautiful comments and all your wonderful comments, but know that in my head I am. But it just makes life so much easier when picking a winner. But please don't put you off. No, please don't let that put you off. The winner for the cactus, the Crocheted Succulents book by Emma Lamb, is Cyan Stefani. And I did that by number generator, and I just counted down the number I got from the comments, and that was the one that was number 30. So Cyan Stefani, please get in touch via my email, zeensandroger@gmail.com. If you don't, I will pick another winner. You've got 2 weeks, so I look forward to hearing from you. Smash in! Right, so that's that. What else is there? What have we got? Goodness, I think we're nearly there. Oh, do you remember this book I bought last year for the granny cowl? I just wanted to ask whether or not you think I should make this. Should I make a tie out of granny squares? Because I really like it. For me, would I wear a crochet tie, and what would I wear it with? I just really like the idea. I think it would be really funny. And I like this as well, but I'm too lazy to make it. But it looks cool because it's lots. I like the different sizes of the squares. I do not like this. I could make that. I'm sure I showed this to you last year though, but it still tickles me. I probably haven't even looked at this since last year. Oh, I did think about doing another crochet along. Maybe sort of an accessories cowl. If you're, well, let me know. I mean, it would be another sort of the same ilk as the ones I've done in the past, I suppose, like the granny cowl. But I might do prizes for it. I don't know. But I think that's it. I got told off last time because I said that I wasn't going to sell handmade hooks, but I think we are going to. And we sold one already. We put a photograph on, not my Instagram, but my friend's Instagram, and somebody approached him and said, when can we buy these? And we hadn't really prepared and weren't really thinking about jumping straight in there with selling lots right away, but we made one especially for Wendy, and she got her hook in the post and she's really happy with it. So that's really good news. And it kind of has made us go, we can do this, we could sell some hooks. And so keep your eyes peeled we will be whittling hooks and we will be turning hooks. Let me know what you think. Right, that is it now. I am done. And that's a good thing because I have to go and get the children from school. At least one of them. I think the other one's going round to his friend's house for tea. I've forgotten to tell the teachers though, and they won't let him go. So I have to go anyway and say, yes, it's fine, he can go to his friend's house. Right. So don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment below. Every time I want to do that in the voice of Pat and Jen, and I always forget. Do you know Pat and Jen? They do gaming videos that I'm forced to watch and listen to on a regular basis. Leave a comment down below. Right, I'll see you again next time. Thank you ever so much. Cheerio, bye.